Hey guys, this is Allison from Alley Cat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, I connect dot an epiphany, a mind explosion. A new book to read, a new author to explore, artwork to create. Please consider supporting my work. All the links are at the bottom of the description of this channel. Alley Cat Creations211 is my website. It's a portfolio. It's a place where you can see all the work that I do and make and explore with. So if there is anything that you would like commissioned, made for you specifically, or just a gift, and you would like to purchase something, please email me. That's the best way to do everything. I go private. I'm under the weather, by the way. Um, Fun times. Memberships. I have a 3D and 4D tier. You guys get special emojis during my live chats. You can use them. They're really cute. It's a little Freya, little Thor, and chicken upon tampon emoji. Thanks to Bob. We have Oracle card readings 4 times a month. You're getting an hour plus reading with all the different decks that I have. And I just got more thanks to Arnie Layton. He makes Oracle decks, and we have done a lot of beautiful shows together with Turn the Page with Janine. So I can't wait to use the new decks he sent me. But I use a lot of good decks, and these are ways for you just to tap into where you need your healing, your learning lessons, where you need to look forward to, things that you need to work on and heal, all kinds of things that you can focus on for your ascension. So it's a really great way to give back to my channel members. I also hold raffles every once in a while when I can afford it. I have raffles. 3D gets 1 entry, 4D gets 2 entries. 4D also gets exclusive behind the scenes takes of my other work that I'm doing, which is creating a coursework. It's not going to be the official work, but it is a process that I'm working through that you guys get a little taste of, and some slides and some activities and really fun things to explore. So if you're interested in any of that, and you would like to support the channel in any way, it helps feed little Thor and Freya, believe it or not. So consider joining. Doesn't hurt if you have it, and if you don't, that's okay. But just remember to like the videos that you see and you align with. Also, lastly, if you're on a phone or an iPad and you happen to watch my videos and you really enjoyed one of them, please don't forget to hype my videos. It helps me, it helps get me out in the algorithm so that more people can get enlightened and expanded. This is sad. It is the appendix to The Voice of Isis, the Curtis books. I usually after some of their books, if it's uploaded, there's like a few pages that are blank, so you really feel like you ended the book. But here we have some expanded fun to read about today, and I don't know where it's going to take us. It might just be discourse, who knows? But I'm going to read the Appendix A, How to Form a Study Class. Now, mind you, they were back in the early 1900s. Things were way different in the dichotomy of modernization wasn't there yet. So I don't know where this is going to go, but it doesn't hurt to learn something new or maybe see how they were formulating their White Lodge. In the study of mysticism and occultism, in addition to careful reading and meditation upon the ideals presented, it is helpful to have a number who are interested in the same teachings organize a class and study together. The union of auras of a number of harmonized students creates a vortex into which a strong force of enlightenment on the subject studied is naturally drawn. This is very true if you look at the law of one. Arrange to meet regularly at some convenient place, such as a member's home, in the evening if possible, as this permits both men and women to attend, and choose one of your number to read the lesson. Select a few pages of a book a week in advance of the meeting and have each member carefully study and meditate upon them during the week, making notes of the ideas that seem most important. Being promptly at the hour designated, open the meeting with a period of silence in which you still your mind. Turn the current of your thoughts from the affairs of daily life and concentrate them upon some harmonizing topic announced beforehand, such as harmony, peace, light, love, understanding. Have the leader read a few lines from the lesson selected, and all who feel so prompted comment thereon, especially giving the new idea that may have come to them during their study. Invite interruptions and discussion. Any questions you cannot answer, send to the superintendent of local centers, who will submit them to the teacher, and explanations will be returned as soon as possible. Keep a kindly but firm rein over all discussion, allowing plenty of latitude, so long as it does not stray too far from the subject. Studiously avoid arguments. One should state one's interpretation of the passage under discussion and let it rest there. It will be excellent training in clear thinking to formulate your own opinion as definitely as possible. Do not try to convince others or impose your views upon them. Simply state your views and grant to others the same freedom of thought and expression which you desire for yourself. Above all, be cheerful and good-natured, and let peace, harmony, and love abound. For without these conditions, the study will degenerate into mere intellectual discussions, and the voice of intuition, which you are seeking to cultivate, will be drowned out. Truth. In this way, meetings become intensely interesting and helpful, for the different viewpoints brought out serve to make clear phases of the subject not always in printed lessons. Thus, one lesson will often extend over 3 or 4 meetings. Strive ever to bring out the heart of the Christ side in all your discussions of the lesson, not permitting the intellectual to predominate. Seek for the loving help that is contained in each lesson, and always conclude by pointing it out plainly so that all can see and carry it home with them. Yes, that's what I try to do in my work. Let all the students strive continually to spread the teachings wherever and whenever wisdom inspires them, but do not seek to force them upon anyone. Have them invite their friends to the meetings, those to whom they are led to talk and who become interested, but not to be anxious about their coming, leaving them free to follow the leadings of their own hearts. That's major. As I am somebody on this platform, whoever does come and view me or seeks to get some kind of wisdom, I want everybody to have the clear understanding that you are the one who creates your own reality. You're the one who has to dictate how things run in your life. And yes, we have a soul contract. We have things, if you view it this way, you have a certain number of things that will occur in your life, and it's how you circumnavigate these things. You got to go within you to know you and to know you fully and authentically. You got to know where your limits are. You have to have your boundaries set. You have to understand what the programming and narrative steering is. You have to see when someone is purely with good intention trying to deliver you a message, and where others are trying to take advantage of you or suck your energy dry. It's very important that no matter what you listen to, you're always going within. And you can listen to anything and all things. That's up to you. but just make sure that that stuff is sitting in the field, and whatever you do take in to just listen to, you're not absorbing unless you fully are in alignment with it. If something feels off about what someone is saying, or someone's trying to sell you something and you don't feel that it's coming from the right place, stop listening to it. If it's promoting hate, if it's making you fear, if there's anxiousness that arises within you, why are you bothering? It's one thing to have good intellectual banter back and forth. I know a lot of people come onto my channel, and I've had this recently with spiritual ego. They put it in the chat as if they are the only one and the only one that understands. No, we're all one, and we see and depict and feel and experience the world differently. So your experience and your knowledge is your vibratory state and the wavelength of where you're at. I'm not here to judge that. Um, but there are people who like to impose their will, like you have to believe them, and like because my ego says so, and it shouldn't be that way. You are the one that determines what you take in. And maybe that's why I'm not as vastly known or popular, and I only want the quality and not the quantity. I want the people that understand, like, you create your reality and you're going to see it, feel it, experience it differently from me. I'm just giving you my opinion, my viewpoint, my expression, my wisdom and knowledge that I've walked through. But I don't tell people that you got to follow me. I am not a guru. People that are in the paradigm of like the know-it-all paradigm, sometimes a lot of us do come off that way. But you got to remember, you got to read the intention of that person. Sometimes the unconscious, subconscious comes out, and I don't think a lot of people mean to say, or their verbiage isn't where it needs to be with the expansion, and they don't know how to verbalize something that, sounds one way, but really they meant it another. So just be with any group of people, with any place that you venture to, and any type of group that you want to enter, just read the room, read the vibrations, read the intentions of people. And even if you don't have those kinds of abilities to do that, when you walk in a room, do you feel loved? Do you feel accepted? Do you feel that people are sitting there judging you and looking at you, and what does she have on today? What kind of outfit is that? Like, if people are doing that, then that's not the people for you. Unless you're one of those people that judges those things and that are in the materialistic sense. Great. That's how you want to rule your life. That's fine. I'm not here to judge that. But there, more times than not, most of us who are on a spiritual path have had experiences that you can't tangibly prove. And a lot of the materialistic world needs proof. You need to see it in order to experience it, in order to believe it. And some of us can't show you, you have to experience it for yourself. And a lot of us see things that are obviously only to opened eyes, with certain wavelengths of expression, that you could see the sleeping dragon right there, that you could see the forms going on behind me. I have a train station behind me of spirit, but not everybody could see it, and I don't expect everybody to see it or experience it. But when people tune in and they start experiencing it, then they start believing. But not all things are tangible in this reality. And we have to come into an organized way of thinking to say, okay, if I don't see it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Well, why don't I see it? Why am I not experiencing it? And those are the questions you need to ask your higher self, and do the work on yourself to know your answers. I can't answer your questions in terms of what is going on inside of you. You have to answer those questions. Yeah, sure. A spiritual person is going to give you a pathway to follow or a suggestion to look into. But at the end of the day, they're not going to do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. And I think a lot of people, because of the busy 9 to 5, distracting, illusory world that we live in, we forget to take time for ourselves to inflect. We take so many other things in our lives for granted. Like I'm in that physical, I'm trying to do the physical world life right now because I'm in collapse. Utterly. I have been. But this is like shit or get off the pot or I'm going to lose everything now. Not tomorrow, not in 5 years, like now. That's just where I'm at. That's what my soul wrote. I don't know why. I'm kicking myself in the ass and figuring it out, and I'm not getting anywhere. And then everything on tarot side is like patience, patience. No, patience doesn't pay my bills. JG Wentworth. But like getting back to what they're trying to put out. When we're looking at the law of one and Carla Ruckert and Don Elkins and the rest of the crew are sitting and channeling, they're building an energy field. All of them combined are building this field of energy, and they come back to the same place for the most part whenever they can, but it's building up energy and energy in that space that is helping all parties involved be the best channels and best conduits of energy source that they can be. And when you are doing that, that's why there's healing centers and places to go because the objective is everybody comes in and they're bringing their unique frequency key to those meetings, to events, whatever it is, gong bath, meditation, channeling events, whatever it is, people are bringing their energy to the group and contributing any way that they can. And half the times you're not even aware of what you're doing. Your field of energy is merging with others and it's just amplifying everything. And when you are grounding and bringing in Christ, spirit, whatever you want to bring in to protect you and to make sure that nothing else is going to enter your field that's going to harm you, that also is helping everybody else around you as well, because your field is huge. And when you are grounding, putting up your shielding, putting up your light, you're not only helping yourself, you're helping everybody around you. So, yeah, classes are great, discussion groups are great, book clubs are the same thing if we want to put it in a modern twist. And yes, you have to be respectful of everybody's interpretation of words because everybody interprets things differently, feels things differently, read things differently, absorbed and comprehended things differently. So it's great to have a different perspective and a different feedback loop from everybody else that are into the same things as you. I think it's very healthy. And yes, keep things on task. I have a beautiful amount of people that I speak to, and we try to keep on topic. And some other people don't have the capacity for that. They go in a million different directions and they have you on the phone for 6 hours. I love those people. But my time is my energy, and my energy needs to feed my tummy physically. So I think it's very studious when you are wanting to do something similar to this or do it in different ways to really make sure that you have an agenda. You keep like a little time log that you're going to spend 20 minutes on this, a half hour here, depending on the time that you are meeting with people, and just keep things flowing, organically let things fly, but also know when to take it back and say, okay, now we have to come back. Um, if you're the one leading it, but even if you're not, like just be conscientious of everybody's respectful time and the content that you all came there to gravitate towards in the first place. That's the things I would say about that. And of course, why I'm always asking for people to like my share and subscribe to my channel and share my stuff out is because what I am bringing to the table is a lot different from so many other people. It's very scarce to hear somebody say, please go. Yeah, we always hear, please go within, but know that the way I view, feel, and see reality is going to be different from you. There's no right or wrong. And everybody's opinions and thoughts and feelings should be brought to the table and not invalidated. Oh, someone has it worse than you. I'll say, someone has it worse than you. Well, there's always someone that has it worse than that person that you just confirmed that has it worse than me. There's always people that have it better than me, right? Like, why are we comparing and invalidating feelings and invalidating people's experiences because someone has it worse than you or someone has it better than you? That's just deflection. I just saw something that doesn't need to be. We all go through stuff, and in our moment, in our body, in our physicality, it sucks. And sometimes we need a group of people to come together and let's figure this out. But invalidating someone's feelings or deflecting them because you don't align with it, it's out of your wheelhouse, isn't okay. Maybe it is to their lesson that they need to learn, but it gets very complex if you go into all of that. I'm just saying. Just saying. Try to send in monthly reports of progress of your meetings and of the different members. Always encouraging, however, personal correspondence direct with the order when a student is confronted with a vital soul problem. If a name is chosen for the class, remember that names have occult powers and the class will have to demonstrate that it can live up to the name chosen. After the class has been working harmoniously for some time, if it is desired to expand it into a local center of the order to carry on more organized line of work, write the superintendent of local centers for further information. Now, of course, you're talking about the White Lodge and what they do, and let's just expand that notion to today. Um, we all tend to have some sort of bias opinion about secret societies and orders and lodges. And of course, a lot of them do a lot of good in this world and a lot of them don't. Um, we live in a dualistic, polarized world, and not everybody's going to have your best intentions. But just be in awareness that they're writing in context for them, but let's just take it for us individually. If we were to wanting to be a part of a group, whether it be online, whether it be in a center or a location, you know, do your research and go and vibe with people, and even spiritual people. I'm going to say this. There's a lot of ego in the spiritual world. There's a lot of I know a lot more than you do, na 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 kind of going on. And it sometimes it's not the person deliberately doing that. It's just they're trying to keep their business afloat. Many other times it's really spiritual egotism. People that have the best interests for you at heart, that want to help you, that yeah, there needs to be energy exchanges. And the place that I like to go to for the gong bath, Stargate meditations, I'm doing the vending event, um, the Trinity Healing Center of Northwest Indiana. That place for me, I feel welcomed. I feel good energy. The first time I went in there, it was like for an event that they held, and it was a little off putting for my energy field because everybody was reading my energy and like trying to figure me out. And I didn't know that at the time. I just felt off and I couldn't read the room right. But going back and knowing that it's like a lot of the things that they have there is donation based. You could pay what you have, pay what you want. Those are really excellent avenues to explore. Are there places like that in your area, in your communities, where you might not? Some shit happens in life, and sometimes you have nothing, but you need resources, you need people, you need to come together, and there are other people that put more in the pot for other people to come and enjoy for free. There's always an energetic exchange at some point. Find those places. I found mine, and it's not the end all be all of places that are out here, but I feel comfortable. I felt welcomed. I felt open armed. I felt that I could be myself and let my guard down a little bit, energetically at least. Try to find places and people like that that you can thrive around, and that, when you do fall on your face, or if you ever have something that happens in your life that you need other people, but you don't want to go to your friends or your family, you want to go to people that might know how to navigate it spiritually or whatever you're into. That's the tribe that we're looking for, and that's the tribe that we should be meshing with. Um, of course, things and people want to expand and dip their toes into different things. I don't think that's a problem. When you are trying to make a class or whatever you're trying to make and you want people to convene, just be as open as possible. And also very transparent of what your expectations are. If it's in an inner space, like, hey, we take our shoes off here. If you don't like your bare feet on the floor, wear socks. Um, Little things like that go a long way, believe it or not. It's just interesting how they depict what expectations they have. And I would say that most of classes and events that I ever went to feel very similar to this. People are taking notes, people are keeping things on task. Everybody kind of had a role in the group that were there long standing. And it's no different to YouTube or Rumble or any of the online chatter. We have moderators, we have people who are the ones talking, then we have people in the background taking notes and dropping links, and everybody kind of has a function. And it's good to have a feeling that you feel important or you feel wanted and you feel that you're bringing something to the table. So always be in the back of your head when you're walking into a place or you're trying to find somewhere to land, if you want to do a class or you want to be a part of a community, that those what represents you, what you feel that you need from others is being presented to you in a nice, respectful wrap. Of course, having an open mind that you not every expectation you have is going to be expressed, but you feel at home beyond the home that you are within. I'm going to go on and read Appendix B, but after that, we'll end it there because the next section is C and then prayers, which I want to do on another video. So, announcement, Appendix B. Behold, I bring unto you good tidings of great joy to all students of the higher life who truly desire to progress and who wish the opportunity of coming into closer personal touch with those masters of wisdom who through all the ages have been the teachers, guides, and elder brothers of humanity. There comes the following message. In accordance with the geometrical design of the universe, a point in evolution is now reached when an advanced order has been established upon the earth plane. This order is not an organization in the general acception of the term, nor is it connected either with the outer or inner work of any other occult organization now in existence on the physical plane. It is a new unifying spiritual movement put forth by those great intelligences who are the guides and teachers of humanity. According to its fundamental principles, only each earnest student can be admitted to full membership as have proven their devotion to humanity and have sent out their cry for further enlightenment and help. All such persons are welcomed into the order, and such probationary lessons will be sent to them from time to time as will afford them an opportunity of coming into close fellowship and conscious communion with the masters of wisdom. Understand this point clearly. It will be only through your own individual effort, your attitude of soul, and the character of your subsequent life that will enable you to place yourself in a personal conscious touch with the masters. It depends upon no personality but your own. No vows or pledges are asked of associate students, for only those are eligible to full membership in this order who have voluntarily given up their lives to the higher law and have already vowed allegiance to their own higher self. But all who sincerely desire the help this order offers are welcomed as associate students. The teachings of this order will not conflict with any duties of life or with the membership in any other organizations or membership in any religious denomination. And that's something we need to keep in mind when we're looking for communities, when we're looking for avenues of other tribal members and like the spirit tribes and your groups. We want to be clear. I want to be clear at least. And they just express this very beautifully. Your viewpoint is yours to have and yours alone. And the programming, the narratives that you grew up with, the religious doctrine, the dogma, whatever you have going on inside your encoding, right? We're all coded. Everybody has a code. You were raised to believe and to function in a world as your parents gave you those teachings. And then other influences came in to dictate different aspects of your life. Great. There is no right or wrong. And there's no right or wrong religion or following or spiritual development. Everybody can get something out of anything. If you think and analyze and be logical in the deliverance of whatever it is that you're seeking out in life, there's always something to take away. You never lost anything in terms of going and you didn't have a good time or the vibe was off, but that's a lesson in itself. There's always a takeaway, always something to learn from with going and looking for these kinds of things and groups and places to go, people to seek out. You're going to know when you have a vibrational match. And there are times where you are vibrationally matched for a season and then things shift and you kind of outgrow what they're talking about, or it's stagnant and you need more and you want to like the thirst and the thrive is there. Not everything is supposed to be forever, and not everything is supposed to be short term. Time is an illusion in my estimation, and you got to just go with the flow with whatever is brought to you by your own guides, your own spirit, your higher self is going to bring you where you need to be when it needs to happen. And I don't like even like saying that to myself because every few months I hit a rock bottom of massive destruction and I just don't even know how to pick up my own pieces. But I always see the worth and the lesson in things like after the fact, right? But when we're looking for communities, movements, getting advice from others, really go within and deeply understand like who you are at the core and what you will tolerate in your field and what you will not. Not every place will bring you a good vibe. Not every sermon or meeting is going to be vibing with you, but know that you can take things away from that to learn from and to improve your own self. Um, I think we're too easily judging things. Sometimes it takes a few times to go and feel things out and not just be the one and done experience unless it was cataclysmic. Realize that we all want to be a part. We're human and we like to be a part of things. And some people just like to sit off to the side in silence. Know how to read the room, know how to feel your energy, and go with your gut because it has a lot to say. The communion that you're seeking is within yourself, and sometimes you need outside people to guide you to that inner place, and that's okay. But once you take claim of knowing who you are and how you function in this world, it's just nice to be able to express that with other people and not have someone shove down their idealism down your throat. Just something to take away from, something to think about. These are things that I like to ponder when I'm going out and trying to find new communities and new people and places to try to sell my artwork or my pyramids or whatever it is, and try to be amongst people when I'm meditating. Is this a great group of people to be meditating with? Um, you never know who you're going to meet either. You can walk in a place for the first time and like your life changes. When you get those urges and those calls, it's your soul speaking to you, telling you, get out there, discover, explore. Not everything is going to be a win. Not everything is going to be the best time ever. Not all these experiences will be beneficial to you, but there's lessons to take away from. So they have benefits, but not to what your expectation might be. Um, so yeah, this was a little bit of a section. I'm glad I got to do my own commentary on it. The Curtis books are super important for the time now, in this now moment, because it's bridging spiritualism from the 1900s to the now moment, where a lot of people poo-pooed that time frame. They poo-pooed the people because, of course, like we're in that dichotomy right now. There are people who fake it, who make these big claims and that are mediums and these gurus, and they talk so intellectually, and yet they don't fucking practice what they preach. And then you get people who are always practicing what they preach and walking and rightfully moving forward, and like it goes on deaf ears. And then everybody eventually gets to the point where they were speaking about years later and go, oh, that's what she said. Now I understand it. It's just a very interesting take because they have made a lot of sense to me throughout my spiritual journey, reading almost all their books. The wisdom that they impart, then, obviously they're giving it from a Christian mystic. So there's a lot of Bible verses and stuff I had no idea existed. But they take it and they put it in language and they explain it to me in the esoteric version that I can understand. And they put it into terms that I can relate to in this now moment. Just because something was written over 100 years ago doesn't mean it doesn't apply now. A lot of their work applies to the now moment, to the exact second moment. And we have to be aware that the wisdom that they are imparting on us is timeless. That a lot of the things that they're referring to, these people that were deemed evil or, oh my God, they're this, they're that, we're putting labels and claims on things that shouldn't have labels and claims. We as a human species make labels and put things into classifications and sections for our brain to make it make sense. That's not an evil thing. That's just how our brains were developed to classify, to name, to put things in categories because that makes everything make easier sense to us. But now, as we are ascending up and moving up into a higher bandwidth of experience, do these labels and claims and things that separate us and label us and put us in classes, and that's a lot of the divide and the separation that we need to like stop doing. We need to start merging into a unity consciousness. There'll be social memory complexes. That's from the law of one. That's Ra, Latwi, Quo, all of those people, Hatan, who speak through that one entity named Quo or Ra. Ra kind of took a step back and let Quo go over. But from LL Research's standpoint, Ra makes that destination that they are a social memory complex and they come together and their mission is to help humanity. And so is the Arcturians, the Palladians, and all the other beings that come down and channel through people. And it's not just one person, one perspective. We have to get out of that notion. They're just ascending as much as we are. They're just on a different level of experience that we are on. That doesn't take away their knowledge, expertise, but it's different. And you got to jive with what you jive with, and you have to be sure in your convictions about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little appendix reading that I did, some of my insights and takes about the books in general. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I want to thank everybody for being here and listening to me and just expanding your mind. That's really the crux of my mission is to help you expand and to see differently and not to actually agree with me. I don't want you to agree with me. I want you to go within yourself to look at what makes and shapes you. And that's going to look different for everybody. If you're not taking to everybody else's talk, that's a beautiful thing. And it's one that a lot of people have fear about because the outside world might reject them. You got to be in your empowerment to strive forward no matter what the adversity looks like. We're at a crux in the energetic field of a lot of shifting and a lot of changes, and it's very hard and very confusing right now for many of us in the spiritual realm on how to move forward and what is going to push through. But in all amidst the confusion, the struggle, the pain, the suffering that a lot of us are experiencing, there is a shift. But it's a personal one that you have to make amends with yourself. I jumped off of the everybody bandwagon very early on in my life. I've been the black sheep, if we're going to give labels to things. And I stopped allowing other people's viewpoints of myself or how people talk negatively in extremes in my name for their own transgressions and things that they deflect and they have to place blame on somebody. It's usually me. I'm okay with that scapegoat. I don't let a lot of those things bother me. There is something that is said to defending oneself because you're standing in your empowerment and you're not allowing people to walk all over you. That's another. But really take inside what you are consuming in all facets of your life and know what is controlling you. And if you don't answer yourself, your higher self, your soul, and you're just allowing your personality and ego to run the show, and you're just allowing everybody to dictate to you how to feel and how to think and what to look into. And if you're not discovering and exploring what interests you and what you want to do for your pursuit of life and happiness, then you have to take a look in that mirror and really, don't matter how old you are, look to make a change and discover self and find the Christ within. So I'm going to leave this here, guys. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, sprinkle and seed your truth, light that path forward. Please don't forget to hype. If you liked any one of my videos, it doesn't need to be this one, but if you have the power to influence and make things happen, that's a very nice energy exchange for me. Please help me out as much as you possibly can in hyping or liking the video. I get a lot of views and not a lot of likes. Uh, and that's not, we want to help humanity, and somewhere someone may need this, and you might be the link to that other person that could use some upliftment or something different outside of their paradigm that they need to listen to help them wake up or see something differently. So please do me the favor. I want to thank all of you for showing up and being awesome souls that you are. Wherever you are in the world, have a blessed and beautiful day or night. Have a good one, and I hope to see you tomorrow for Friday Night Live. Until the next one, guys. Bye for now.